Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Star Wars Wednesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with Star Wars The Black Series Credit Collection, The Mandalorian, Greef Karga. Let's get into it! Let's take a look at the packaging while we're getting our puck from the Guildmaster of the Bounty Hunters Guild. And here we have, up here in the corner, 4-and-up assortment number, Star Wars The Mandalorian Greef Karga. And then nice blister showcasing the figure, accessories, and the credit piece. Kenner, warning, don't stick things in your pie hole if they don't belong there. And then on the back, some nice artwork, which is the same artwork on the front here, and it does say Greef Karga in the little peel. But here it is, more of the artwork from Mandalorian Season 1. Star Wars The Black Series, Star Wars. Now let's see what it says. This distinctive collection features premium deco applications inspired by the end credit images from The Mandalorian, plus a collectible galactic credit accessory. After the fall of the Galactic Empire, usage of their form of money, Imperial credits, became less common, with many planets refusing payment in the currency on principle. And then here it is again in some other languages. Buh. Small fine legalese print symbols. I'm not gonna learn. A barcode. Attention! Don't stick things in your French pie hole if they don't belong there. Warning, attention, Octung. Don't stick things in any other language pie hole that do not belong there. Don't give it to babies. Hasbro print. And then let's see, what does it say here? Includes figure, 2 accessories, and galactic credit. And there it is again. In some other languages, Disney print, Hasbro print. And that, my friends, completes our look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And first up, let's take a look at the galactic credit piece. It's nothing new. It does have a nice gold paint app on it. Not sure how much this is worth in the Star Wars universe, though. And now we have handy dandy tweezers. So let's take a look at his pistols, and I believe they're both exactly the same. Nice molded details, kind of a funky looking thing there on the end of the blaster. I don't know why I was holding it down so low. But it does have nice molded details, it's kind of cool looking. And I think they're both exactly the same. And it does appear that they are. So, that was kind of cool. Very interesting design. Let's take a look at the figure himself. And I have to say, the mold on this looks like Carl Weathers, but the paint apps on it really take away from that, in my opinion. And which maybe that's what they're supposed to do, because of course it's supposed to be more like the artwork at the end of the episodes rather than what they look like in the show. And this is actually the first Greef Karga that I bought. And I actually got 2 of them. One of them I'm going to try to paint up and make him look a little better. And the reason I went ahead and got these was they were on clearance at GameStop for $7 and something. I had a $5 off certificate, and they were buy one get one free. So One was like $3 and some change or something like that, and one was free. So there we have it. But as you can see, I mean, the colors are interesting. Not necessarily what I would have chosen personally. But, I mean, overall, it does have that artwork from the end of each episode look to it. And which, it's not that I don't like the artwork. I do like that artwork at the end of every Mandalorian episode. Just, it doesn't, in my opinion, translate very well to the action figure. Let's take a look at his articulation. He can look up that high, and I think he's on a dumbbell. So up that high, down that low, and then there's a ball at the bottom of the neck because it's 3 separate pieces, 1, 2, and 3. So he's got some chicken neck. He's got lots of waggle. He can do the full exorcist. At the shoulder, this overlay gets in the way just a little bit, but he can do full 360 degree rotation at the shoulder there, and right at 90 degrees to raise it up there at the shoulder. Single hinge and swivel at the elbow, full 360 degrees of rotation, and gives you slightly better than 90 degrees worth of bend. 360 degree rotation at the wrist on, and up and down hinge, and on the other side, up and down hinge as well. And let's see, does the cape get in the way? Yeah, the cape gets in the way a little more, but he still gets that full 360 degrees and slightly less than 90 degrees, it looks like, to raise it up there at the shoulder. Then nothing in the torso. He's got a cut at the waist. It's a ball joint, so he's got all kinds of hula. He can lean back that far. He can lean forward that far, which is slight, and then, you know, he can lean left and right, and 360 degrees worth of rotation there as well. At the hips, he gives you that much of the splits. He kicks forward this far, and as you can see, these loops aren't real tight, so they're a bit free floating as you articulate the figure. Kicks back about 2.5, maybe 3 steps. There is a cut here at the upper thigh. Oops. And it does rotate full 360 degrees there. And then single hinge and swivel at the knee. As you can see, it swivels around 360 degrees there and gives you approximately a 90 degree bend. Nothing in the shin. At the ankle, tilts down that far, so that's pretty darn good. Up that far, that's really good too. And forward facing pin for rocker. Now, as far as his pistols go, he does have storage. These holsters on sides here. And it ain't the easiest to get them in there, and they don't fit the greatest either, in my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary. So they go in there like that. One on this side, pretty much the same, except the cape gets in the way more, or the half cape. It's not even a full cape, is it? It's a half cape. And there we have it, my friends. A look at the figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have Star Wars, the Black Series, The Mandalorian, the Credit Collection, Greef Karga, with the Target exclusive 2-pack Star Wars Black Series, Din Djarin and Grogu with a custom cape, and Star Wars the Black Series, The Mandalorian, the Credit Collection, Quill. For our final set of comparisons, here we have Star Wars The Black Series, The Mandalorian Credit Collection, Greef Karga, with, from the Marvel Legends series, making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee, from G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black Series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And for a 7-inch scale comparison from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on Star Wars The Black Series, The Mandalorian, The Credit Collection, Greef Karga, I do think there's a lot of sculpt potential in this figure. And the paint and colors on this do somewhat help that stand out. However, I'm not a big fan of the decos on this particular figure. I think it makes the head sculpt, which actually looks really good, I think it makes the sculpt look a little weird though. And I mean the clothes colors, those don't really affect me much. I you know, it can be in these colors, it can be in the more earthy tones that he actually wears in the show. It doesn't really bother me that much as far as that goes. It's just the deco on the face really makes it makes him look weird. And I'm not much of a painter, but I've got to start practicing somewhere. So I did buy this figure on clearance, and in fact it was buy one get one on the clearance rack, and I had a $5 coupon, and this was at my local GameStop. So I ended up getting 2 of these guys for like $3 and some change, maybe. It might not have even been that much. But I don't think it was money wasted. You know, he'll be okay. The unmodified version will be okay on my shelf until I can get a Greef Karga that I like. And it might be, I'm really waiting for the one that they did for season 3 of The Mandalorian. That's the version of Greef Karga that I really want to display on my shelf. But until then, this guy is the stand-in, at least until I work out how to paint the other one. And then maybe he'll be the stand-in until, you know, that final version of Greef Karga gets released. And I really hope Hasbro does a bang-up job on it to kind of give Carl Weathers his farewell in figure form, since his untimely passing not that long ago. And, you know, I'll always remember Carl Weathers fondly as Apollo Creed, and from Predator, and of course Action Jackson. Not necessarily a great film, but a good film to watch. I don't think it won any Academy Awards or anything like that, but there it is. But first and foremost, you know, the Rocky movie that I watched the most growing up was Rocky IV, and I'm sure a lot of you watched that one as well, with Apollo Creed's final appearance. And I don't want to get too much into that in case there's some younger folks watching that have never seen Rocky IV. And if you haven't, I do suggest that you watch it, but do keep in mind that it was at the height of the Cold War. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.